Hello everyone, James Wedmore here doing a very special video for you. I'm really excited. I am over here on a YouTube channel called Real Men, Real Style, and I have with me on the line the creator and founder of this channel, Real Men, Real Style, Antonio Centeno. So Antonio, are you there?
I'm here, James. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
I really appreciate you being here as well. Now, check this out, guys. Antonio has over 4.3 million views on his channel and 56,000 YouTube subscribers. I don't even know how many videos you have, but it looks like a lot. You've been posting for a while. These are incredible videos. Your most viewed video has almost 400,000 views, and obviously you're doing a lot with this. So what I would love really quick from you, Antonio, is tell me a little bit about how you got started with YouTube and this business in like a 30-second to 60-second intro and story of yourself.
Sure. Like I'm a business owner. I own a custom clothier, and I saw a friend of mine actually doing very well on YouTube. I listened to some interviews over at Mixergy, which is actually how I found you, James. And I listened to your interview over at Rise to the Top, and you guys gave some great tips. It didn't seem, I mean, it was scary at first. One of my friends, he had over 4 million views, but I knew that if I put out some quality content, that if I stood out from the pack, that I could get this done. And the hardest thing was really just getting it done. So I followed a number of your tips, which I'd love to share a few. And I think that anybody can follow these and start to get views.
I definitely want to hear those tips and strategies. I think that they're far more effective when they come from a student or someone who's actually doing this in a completely, I don't want to use the word random, but it's a very unique niche. It's a very unique niche. Before you share that, share with me something that will get us excited about some of the results. Like, how does this translate into marketing, business, and results for you? How do you take, how do
It's tripled
views?
my
Yeah,
sales.
that's amazing.
It has tripled the sales of my company. It has
Wow.
helped me take a blog and turn it into a 6-figure business, on the path, hopefully within a year and a half, into a 7-figure business. I had to hire an assistant simply to answer all the thank you emails that I get, because I felt so bad about people contacting me. We get a lot. It is beautiful. I love it.
That's amazing. So first and foremost, like, I just want to congratulate you. I'm so happy for you because we actually, guys, just so you know, we met in person at an event locally, and Antonio bumped into me, and I'm just so happy to connect and to see these type of results. So congrats, it's exciting. So take us through some stuff. Share either some of your biggest ahas or even just little tweaks that you've done to really see some great results on here.
Sure. Well, I'm going to actually share some things which you've given I think you talked about in Mixergy. I think you maybe talked about them on David Siteman's show. And I know that you give away in your Video Traffic Academy and your membership site. But one of them is to create videos in batches. Videos should not stand alone. So we went through a period, and I filmed almost all of these videos in my 110-year-old Victorian house in a dirt basement. Now, you can't tell that because we made the lights all nice in the background. I filmed at 5 o'clock in the morning when it was dead quiet. My kids weren't awake. And we filmed in batches. I would get up at 5 because I think you talked about how it takes actually a lot of time to prep for a video. But when you get filming, boom, they go by quick. And so
Yeah.
I would shoot sometimes 14 videos at a time. And
Amazing.
all of a sudden, I could release a video a day for 2 weeks. And I put up a challenge. I'm like, I'm going to do 100 videos in 100 days. That stretched out to 200 videos in 200 days. But when I did that, when I jump started, it wasn't me getting up every morning and doing a video. It was, no, if you divide it by, let's say 10, I only shot video on 20 days. That's very doable over more than half of a year. And I think almost any, people, if you're dedicated and you want your business to grow, you can do that.
Yeah, now let's just address that for a second, because you said the time thing, and the time issue is so big for most people. They say that I don't have the time, and you know what? We're both busy people. You and I don't have the time to do this. What's your, but you still did it. what is your response to someone who would sit there
You
and
make the time.
yeah,
It is a business imperative. And like I said, I had to get up. I was getting up at 4 because I would be filming at 5 because I have 3 young children. And anytime I do something, I'm asking myself, is this project worth the time I could be spending with my family? And I found myself answering tons of the same questions again and again. Every single day now, 10 to 15,000 people watch my videos and I answer their questions. Exactly. I mean, I just love it. It scales things that you're doing right now, which are inefficient. So identify what is wasting your time and kill it and make time to once a week, once a month, set 2 hours, 3 hours aside in the morning, an hour or two in the evening before to prep and film those videos.
that's great. That's great. So what else you got for us? Because I see so many things you're doing, but I want you to share some of the things that have, the little things that have made like the biggest difference and impact for you.
Well, another thing that I took me, Jane, is that you said ask people to subscribe. And I kept doing it, even though I felt that many people are going to think, guy, he's repetitive. He asks us again. But the way I look at it is people now find me all over the web. And no matter what video they watch, most likely I'm going to ask them at the beginning to subscribe. And when I don't ask them to do this, I get maybe 30 to 20% of the subscribes I get when I simply ask people to subscribe. So by doing that, if you look at the proportion of our subscribers to our views, it's pretty good, as you kind of pointed out, because I haven't had any viral videos. You mentioned my biggest video, how to roll your sleeves. It's a very simple video. I show people how to roll their shirt sleeves. But most of my videos sit at about the 10,000, 5,000, range. They don't get really huge. But all of those are sitting out there, and all of those are slowly growing. So I ask people to subscribe.
It's simple. Now tell me a little bit more about it. Do you do this? You ask for the subscribe at the end of the video?
At the beginning, because I assume that they're not going to stick around to the end. My videos are also longer. This is one thing I've kind of ignored, but I know a lot of people say keep the videos short. I go a little bit longer. That was one of the ways I separated myself. I knew this content really well. I had written hundreds of articles. I was already an established writer over at the Art of Manliness and some other place, my own blog, where I was writing content. But I knew that getting the video out there would separate me from the crowd. No one else out there was doing it. And it's something that, my first videos, they weren't that great. In fact, they're still up there. People can go look at them. I talk very slow, but you get better with time. As you do it more and more, you get better. Another thing with asking them to subscribe, ask them to like the video at the same time. Again, when you ask them to like, it seems, at least basically my basic Texas math, I see 3 times more likes when I ask them to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
And then have a call to action. So I'm always recommending people go grab my free 47-page ebook. Because one thing you can't see, but because of this YouTube channel, I have over 50,000 YouTube subscribers, but I've got over 50,000 email subscribers because of this as well.
Wow. And that's where it really does translate to a real ROI for all this effort. When you can sit here and save 50,000 email addresses that you can send an email to right now and make an offer and promote a new product or service. This is incredible. So I could go in so many directions here. I really want to talk about. Go ahead, Antonio, please.
Another thing that you talked about is have good sound. Sound is more important than actually I think the actual video itself. And so we used my ghetto way of doing this. I had a Yeti. You can get the Blue Yeti. Actually, you can see my review of the Blue Yeti. That was one of the first test videos I put up there. So if you go to Amazon, you'll see the Blue Yeti for under $100. I had this microphone hanging upside down in front of me, recording on a computer, and then my video editor, who is my wife, would then go in and she would mend the two together, because a lavalier mic, I just wasn't getting as good of sound as I wanted. Now you could spend a couple $100. We spent money on our camera and on getting that good sound, and people really noticed.
I love that. And it's so smart because you work with a simple principle of like, okay, I gotta have great audio, and you just figure out a way to get it done. And we've done, little Jimmy rig situations and stuff like that. Like it works, and it totally works. So, and you have great audio right now in this, so I really appreciate that. So how often are you posting right now? That's what I want to know. Are you still posting? You're not still posting
Now
daily?
I've slowed down.
Hmm.
No, not daily anymore. I've pulled back. Now I'm focused on product creation, and a lot of the
Right.
videos we make are private. So I was just telling you earlier in our conversation, as we were talking, I launched a new membership site called Black Man Style. Now, if they go to my channel, they can see I just announced this to to all my subscribers on YouTube. And I sent out the email to the email list that I built up because of YouTube. So all of this plays in together. And I'm already looking at money coming right into my account as we're talking because
Yeah.
of these videos.
Okay, this is my last question for you, Antonio. You have
Sure.
hundreds of videos on here, as far as I can surmise. And you said you did the 200 video challenge. It's so amazing. Um, how do you get inspired for your content? How are you coming up with it? Because these are very specific stuff we're looking at here. It's like, belt reviews to how to wear a men's suit to how to roll up your sleeves, um, it's just leather shoes, and I mean, how'd you come up with this content?
So most of my content is simply answering the questions that people ask me. And if you ask people to, so on my email list, if you check it out, I stole this from Derek Halpern, is ask people what is their burning style question. At least that's what I ask them. And they vent all the time. And I take those and put them into a database. And I simply create the content. And I will oftentimes create content that I know 99% of people don't really need. I've got one video that is geared towards a finance student in Mumbai who's has dark skin, dark hair, and he's trying to figure out what to wear. Now I realize most of us are not finance students in Mumbai and of Indian descent. But you know what? For the million men who will fit that demographic over the next 10 years, that is evergreen content that will always be number one and will answer their question so beautifully that you can't compete with me on that. And my
Yeah.
goal is to put out so much content that hits that long tail so perfectly
Yep.
that I will simply overwhelm the Esquires and the GQs and all those other guys that have millions of dollars in a budget. I'm simply going to, eat them up on the long tail.
And you're a real person that people can relate with, get to know. Do you do that? Do you share like about your family and your personal life or anything? Does that make its way into your videos?
It didn't at first. I was scared to open up and I wanted to appear professional. But I found that as I get more personal, all of a sudden I started opening up and people respond beautifully to it. When they see you're a real person, I think it not only it translates into more views, more people liking you, more people commenting,
Absolutely.
and more sales.
I couldn't agree more. Well, Antonio, you have no idea. Thank you so much because this is not only inspiring me to continue teaching this and sharing this. I get so excited when I see someone who's just like, created a business off of YouTube. But all the people that are going to watch this are going to be inspired too. So you guys make sure to go to, we'll have the link below, youtube.com/real men, real style, and become the 56,567th subscriber of Antonio. Make sure to watch his videos, like and comment on them. And thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Antonio, for joining us. Take care.
You're welcome, James. Thank you.